Remember we was sliding in that 4-door.
Time to bring the bass dirt.
Yeah. Turn me up. Bend the tables and time.
I ain't never had no money. I've been out here trying to give me away. Ain't nobody helping, I was hungry. Fake friends, they just slipping away. Now I got it, so I fall. Man, like every day. Hey. For all the time nobody helped me, said I fall on you. Man, like every day. Hey. Hey. For all the time you dated, man, I fall. Man, like every day. Hey. Hey. Until the day I pass away, I say I fall. Man, like every day. Hey. Man, like every day.
Well, I'll be watching time go by in an icy Cartier. Paper flying like a paper plane. I'm trying to get lost in the mansion like a maze. A money tree will take a stress away. Fall on the like every day. Call me coach, gotta switch up plays. Spend a little money, don't care how it's made. Drop top, cool, catch sun rays. Start off without it, gotta get it one day. Doing 200 on the runway. Got a bad chick, she ripping the runway. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Rip out my heart, you a demon. I get the money for real, no reason. Why everybody come through unpolitely? I ride around in exotic. Wake me up cause I gotta be dreaming. If only my dogs could see this.
Never had no money. I've been out here trying to give me away. Ain't nobody helping, I was hungry. Fake friends, they just slipping away. Now I got it, so I ball. Man, like every day. Hey. For all the time nobody helped me, said I ball on you. Man, like every day. Hey. Hey. For all the time you dated, man, I ball. Man, like every day. Hey. Until the day I pass away, I say I ball. Man, like every day. Hey. Man, like every day.
My whole team in a huddle. I done caught over a gazillion plays. Yeah, a legend now, not in the making. Breaking records, these are things we celebrate. Yeah, it took a L to keep you humble. All that money start coming in late. I drive the Rari through the tunnel.
We're across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What works in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Burrow now off the bootleg. Rolling to his right. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, trying to make a big play, and gave up a bigger one instead.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Burrow looking to pass. Steps away to his left. He completes it to Boyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
They'll roll him out right. That's complete to the tight end sample. A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's 2nd down. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like he did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Waddle will return this from the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, this defense for the Bengals, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware. I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that 1st down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
2nd and 5. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And this will be a Giants 1st down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Off play action. Randolph going for the deep ball. It got his man complete. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play there for the Giants.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Off the play fake. Randolph eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Randolph escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And with that last field goal, that puts him now at 300 made on his career, and that is something to celebrate.
And that puts him in the top 30 all time. So he's really made a mark, and he's got plenty of life left in that leg, that's for sure.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. Here comes Harris out of the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he will take this one all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
Forget the idea of flipping the field. They have now put themselves in a position to score points with that big-time return.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Space to run past the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Here's Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Giants 3. McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Waddle will return this from the end zone. And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
2 yards on the pickup there. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. From the gun, Randolph. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Returnable here from the 38. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again. But I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots. And here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll see he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 9. It's a big-time play there for the G-Man.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Off play action. Randolph sliding out of the pocket. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Randolph. Eluding the pressure right. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
A 20-yard attempt.
And Gano's kick is right through. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. He will find his man Chase complete. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. A big play there for Cincinnati. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
He'll buy some time right. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
Escaping the pressure right. Got a man open. It's Chase. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now it's Burrow. Buying time to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. McPherson's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So no touchdown that time, but they do get 3 more, and now they have even more of a cushion.
It's been a terrific first half offensively, so it's hard to blame them for not getting into the end zone there. But the way they've been moving the ball in this one, I don't think these will be their final points of the game.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go. They go play action here on first down. Forced out to his left, and he'll just get rid of it.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
A big play there just before halftime.
The tackling in this game has not been good so far. We've seen our share of missed tackles. Case in point, that one right there. And that miss led to another big play. I don't know if it's effort, I don't know if it's technique, but they'll have to work on that in practice.
That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Bengals are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. He's going to take another shot here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Flush to his right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. Waddle will return this from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun. Randolph. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
A first down carry for Barkley. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Barkley. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Randolph. Flushed out right to Barkley on the check down. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after them now.
Now Saquon Barkley. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They'll run on first down. Barkley, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown. Wait, hold a second here. Flag down. Let's see if this will stand. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. From the gun, Randolph. Eluding the pressure right. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there. Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Dancing to his left. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Brings up second and 2.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals have got it on cruise control. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Waddle will return this from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They keep it with Barkley on first down. 53 yards on the ground for him so far.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
Operating from the gun. Randolph. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. He's got a man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big connection on that one. 37 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Nifty running by Barkley there on first down. He scoots forward for 7 yards. Sets him up nicely. 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Yeah, boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a loss.
And Ingram's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Evan Ingram. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Giants are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Gano the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
Next score, Bengals 41, Giants 13.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he's got a Bengals first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Darnay Holmes makes the tackle. They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. You think about the strong safety position. You know, they're the more bulkier guys in the free safety, but that time great athleticism to hustle in and break up that play.
And so much of being a good tackler is understanding and taking the right angles to a ball carrier. And that was just tremendous straight line speed there. He eliminated the angles and was able to meet his man behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Boyd. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 43.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. If there was one knock on Joe Burrow coming out of LSU, you know, it was arm strength, but kind of put those doubts to rest right there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. 81 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Randolph being chased out left. And he goes out right around the 39.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them, because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Off play action. Randolph. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game film from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Check 24. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
They'll run with Barkley. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or two. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Bengals, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they're squarely in play for next year mode now as they drop to 2-11. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints.
Everything is changing. But, you know, I'm positive about everything, so I feel like it's gonna change for the better.
I was walking down the dark road, all alone, I'm on my own, nobody better ask me for none. Remember we was sliding in that 4-door Audi, when it's smoke they get the hot and make them scary boys run. If I want it, I can buy it, I ain't bragging, I can go and blow it back just for fun. If we gon' keep it real, I took a lot of L's, I know pain, I was in hell, but I still came on up. I do my own stunts, don't need a backup, tired of feeling broke, I got my racks up. These 4 pockets full won't fold on me. How you claim me, you my dog, and then you hold on me. Nowadays, they ain't showing real loyal. I was walking down the dark road, hard cold, all alone, I'm on my own, nobody better ask me for none. Remember we was sliding.
I'm ready for more. You fired up, I'm fired up. Don't run from rap. 1, 2, 3. Hey. I'm ready for more.